go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. I don't have a single today. Is what it is. Ant with 2 T's all the way on the other side today. How you feeling, big dog?
I'm feeling nice and free over here, away from you.
Shawn, hold on. You nice and free. You next to this
just
guy.
let it go. Yeah.
What up, Shawn?
What's up?
Yeah. We gonna be real short with you. Hey, y'all, listen. I'm gonna do the best I can to keep it together. We've had a show today. We all been up here for about an hour waiting on everything to get going. Want to shout out Radiant Technologies, Radiant Studios for having us here today. Standing in, we weren't able to get into our studio, and these guys are always ready to open the door to us. But with that being said, man, we had some offline conversations that I think some people will pay for, and some people might
I'm scared.
might grab a weapon.
I'm scared.
to one if not both of y'all.
No. I'm peace.
He is.
Listen, my boy LaShawn McCoy, Shady, he actually just texted me, and I don't think he's gonna get on today. He said he just touched down in LA, coming from New Orleans. I told him if he's not able to call in today, we'll get him on this coming weekend.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can bring him in and have him right there in the studio.
Get his picks on that card coming up on the 22nd. See who he's got.
Great energy. That's what I love most about Shady, and with him being a Eagles player and then also winning a bowl
with the Chiefs.
I thought it would have been cool to have him on. So we'll get him. But all that being said, man, how'd you feel about the Super Bowl, man?
Oh man, Super Bowl was good for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Then they got out of hand.
You knew what it was gonna be?
No. I thought the Chiefs was gonna win. I was talking to my boy, our boy KB. He's like, man, what you thinking? I said, if they go 20, I said, if they let it get to 17-7.5, Mahomes gonna win. If they go 24-0, it's over.
Yeah, and it ended up being that.
Yeah, I'm like, but the pass rush was on their butt.
I don't know,
bro. It was like, what's going on, bro?
I'm seeing names that I didn't even remember was on their team.
Shawn, last time I seen a pass rush like that, New England Patriots lost when they were 18-0 to the Giants.
With Strahan, Umenyiora.
Yeah.
What about you?
I thought, I think the Chiefs' big three had a bad night, Travis Kelce, Deion.
I got something for you. Go, keep going.
Chris Jones, the leader of their defense, had no sacks, no tackle for loss. I don't even know if he recorded a tackle, and he's a possible future Hall of Famer. Same thing with Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce and DeAndre Hopkins looked their age. They looked past their primes, and I didn't think they would. I thought they'd both ball out. And then
be
Mahomes,
the difference maker. I had Hopkins. Been a difference maker.
Yeah, I thought he had a couple key drops. They were down 17-24-0, and the sliver of hope before the half, he dropped a key first down. Kelce had a couple drops early. Mahomes had for 3 quarters, and when the game actually mattered, he had the worst game of his career. Patrick Mahomes got some nice garbage time stats to clean it up. The thing though, like Mahomes lost. Every quarterback not named Joe Montana or Tom Brady and maybe Terry Bradshaw would trade places with him for his Super Bowl resume. I mean, he's won 3 Super Bowls and been to 5 before the age of 30. So I don't know. I grew up seeing Steve Young so happy just to get 1. And Brett Favre, who was the face of the NFL, won just 1 and went to 2. And Dan Marino went to 1 and never won 1. So it's crazy. Everybody's dunking on Mahomes, but he's still the best player of his era. But the Chiefs ran the ball 3 times in the first half.
Crazy. And
11 times for the whole game. The Eagles ran the ball 45 times.
You got to slow down a pass rush, man.
Yeah.
Everything. What slows down a pass rush is a running game. Otherwise, I'm putting my ears back and coming.
What you think? You think too much? You gotta have trust in Patrick Mahomes, but do you think that they put too much trust early in his hands to get the ball? I mean, again, you're looking at Worthy, you're looking at Hopkins, you're looking at some legit receivers that we know can cash it in. But you think they went too focused on that too early?
Yeah, especially when they're not built the way they were 3 or 4 years ago. There's no prime Tyreek Hill and prime Travis Kelce. You got Pacheco, who's been hurt a lot during the year, and Hopkins and Kelce show their age, and Worthy balled out. He balled out, but I don't know, man. They've played. They're exhausted. I think they've played a full. Over the last 5 or 6 years, whenever Mahomes became the starter, they played a full season worth of postseason games more than most teams in the NFL. So Remember the Patriots when they lost in that game you mentioned earlier? It took them 7 years before they won another one after that. So the Chiefs, they might have to reload a little bit, recalibrate, and then Mahomes. Like for 3 quarters against the Niners in that first Super Bowl, and then against the Bucs, and now against the Eagles in their rematch, his fundamentals get exposed a little bit. When you don't let him extend plays and get out of the pocket and improvise, and he sometimes isn't able to do those adjustments at the line of scrimmage, get rid of the ball quickly. If you take away his bread and butter, which is extending plays and being creative, you expose his deficiencies a little bit.
Funny you say that. I feel like you see his nationality when he's back there running, because he's from side to side, he black, but then when he starts taking off, he get white.
Hold on, you can't say. Hold on.
What?
You silly for that, but listen.
It got slow.
He ain't that slow.
He ain't that fast either.
I was jittery in some of these Super Bowls.
Can I say that slow? Like, hey,
just let it go.
Listen, all right, we had a lot of offline conversations, like I said, that we're not going to touch. But I want to touch this one because I feel like it's safe. The conspiracy theory that the Super Bowls are scripted. Hold on before we get there. Did you ever feel like you was watching something that was scripted?
At any point? The Chiefs got questionable. Like, I thought it was sour grapes. I love the Niners, but I didn't cry about the refs. Like, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're the best team. Mahomes is the best player in the league. But this postseason is where some of the complaints from the audience were right. Like, some of those calls against Buffalo were bad, just straight up bad. So I wonder if public scrutiny, people being awake to that and putting the NFL under the gun, like, hey, we legit think you are fixing games at Chiefs for this point. Who knows? Maybe it made the NFL go, let them play, because we can't afford this. Because even in the first quarter on the first drive, when A.J. Brown got called for that offensive PI,
touchy.
Twitter lit up, and people were like, here we go. Here we go. And so,
I think it was Worthy. Like, he cut across and went over to the other side of the field, and the ball came to him. This is in the second quarter. That was weird to me, man. He didn't go like this. Like, the ball came, and it was like.
You don't like the way he tried to catch it?
I don't like the way he didn't try to catch it. And that's what gave me a sense. I was like, I feel like you have to go through so much to set up a game, to set up a boxing match, and the whole nine. But that specific play, when you are an elite NFL quarterback and a young receiver, and watch it if you want, you go back and you take a look. They show replays. He didn't go for the ball.
It's the moment, though, Shawn.
What the hell moment was that?
My uncle feels like boxing is stage.
All the time?
He's like, he thinks it's WWE. To the point, me and him don't even have a conversation about
it. Might be owned by the same people that own WWE.
Shut up.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He feel like it's scripted. Like, you guys get in the ring, like it's a dance motion. Like, you think Shawn just sit there and take the punch? Like,
hell no.
How'd that go, Shawn?
But it's like, that's the same. As a man, I can't see you being so alpha, make it to the NFL to say, oh, yeah, I'm following the script. I just can't see people doing it.
I can't see it either, but I wanted to ask him about it because I know you've probably dove into that a little bit here and there.
I read, there was this good book in the 80s called Interference by Dan Moldea.
Interference, huh?
Yeah, good book.
All right, Dan, salute to you, sir.
Hey, read it. Dan Moldea, Interference.
Check it out. You know how that goes.
Yeah, he is. He is. He wrote books about the mafia.
Let's go to the halftime.
Halftime.
It's halftime.
I got. What message did you get from halftime?
Oh man. I'm happy. You know what? I'm just happy that people are realizing there is a message to decode with the halftime of the Super Bowl. Like, 10 years ago, you were crazy if you thought these performances were saying something deeper than just la 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 la.
It was nice though. Like, he did his thing. He did his thing. I think
definitely artistic.
He came and did what they expected him to do. I know it was a lot of roar about Lil Wayne being the halftime performer due to them being in New Orleans, but I felt like his energy, the whole artistic approach, the list goes on. I think they did what they. Samuel was nice too. Yeah, that was a clean way to approach. You know what I mean? What how they approach that. So,
what was your breakdown? What did you think the symbolism meant?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I almost taking.
There's different takes on it.
Yeah, I kind of sat back and watched it. My lady was looking forward to this. I kind of sat back and just. I'm not really a Kendrick fan, so the voice don't do it for me. So I was kind of sitting out on the halftime, but you said there was a lot to it. My thing is, I'm gonna go first. If you guys would see anybody perform a half, who would it be? I already got my guy.
What a golden
Chris Brown.
Oh, Chris Brown. Okay.
He ain't did it yet, huh?
Nope, he'll kill it.
Go ahead. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
They missed the golden opportunity for Back That Ass Up by Juvenile.
What
Come on, man. You know, just that one song. Just that one song. They could have just had him for that one song. With the orchestra.
Yeah.
Manny Fresh once had a whole orchestra play the beat to it. Could have done that.
I'm not sure who I would go with.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who I would go with.
Your boy did it. You missed that moment.
Who?
Mike Jack.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I could say it because he's already done it. So, yeah, that's my guy.
I think Chris Brown will kill it.
I think so too.
Yeah, that'll be a real
too.
performance.
Yeah.
He still has a lot of fans. Chris Brown. He does.
What we got next?
We all got a pass. No, I'm just
We all
kidding.
do. Yeah, we
No,
all
I'm
do.
just kidding.
What we got next?
please don't cancel me.
I told LaShawn, I was like, yo, we just going to talk some boxing and like whatever you want to talk about. And he gave me a couple of things that he wanted to talk about. This was big. Don't run it yet. But everything going on with His Excellency, Prince Turki Al-Sheikh, Canelo Alvarez, and even you got Jake Paul in the mix. And, of course, it's been a lot of rumbling about Terrence Crawford as well. A lot. Control yourself, but a lot's going on. What do you think about the final consensus of Canelo signing a 4-fight deal with Riyadh season?
Well, it's a lot to unpack. Go ahead.
Okay. What was it? Thursday night? When was this going down? Thursday?
I felt like it was Thursday night.
Man, it was just I was getting texts from everywhere. I'm like, and to the point I was like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I promise you, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Was Crawford fighting him? I'm like, I don't know. It was literally every minute it was a different update. It's to the point where I think the only people knew what was going on was Canelo and probably Turkey. I think probably Paul was at the point he didn't know what was going on. I'm not really into him fighting Paul, to be honest with you. The build level would have been nice and everything. I just thought, talent-wise, he doesn't even deserve to step in the ring with Canelo. I think that's disrespectful to the sport.
The fight doesn't make sense
At all.
top to bottom. And the reason why I pulled this clip up, just wait
It's a
before you play it, but
retirement
the reason why I pulled this, just wait.
I thought he pulled up.
But yeah, but I pulled this clip because I'm like, the fight doesn't make sense. There's only one thing that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
The business makes sense.
Exactly.
The money.
But for athletics, it doesn't make sense. Okay, for his life and health. I mean, like, you know, if there's
think about that.
if there's a Canelo Alvarez that's boxing like Canelo Alvarez, and there's nothing that's scripted about it or anything like that, a Canelo Alvarez getting in the ring, it doesn't matter the age. With a Jake Paul, it just doesn't make sense, because there's a reason why we have a license to box, because we did what we needed to do to get that license. But it's just like, I'm not gonna go there, but other people get licenses without having to go through the rigorous lifestyle that most of us have gone through, which is where Jake Paul comes in. But just because you got a license don't mean you can get in the ring with just about anybody. And this one right here don't make sense, right? So while I'm watching it, you can go ahead and play the clip. Somebody was showing me, yo, you saw that he signed a contract. He had a contract that was signed. I'm like, man, let me see that.
He had a signed contract.
That's real?
Oh, doesn't it look real?
Yeah.
Some people have debunked it on Twitter or X, whatever we call it now, that it was just a confidentiality agreement, not a final agreement to a fight and all those. But this is where you would know what you're looking at a lot better than I would.
Go to the next one.
When you get
Here
sued?
you can see Canelo's signature and my signature.
Right there. Cool. But there's no date,
Oh, so we signed.
which means the contract's signed, but there's no date, which means it's an invalid contract, which means, yeah, I can show it to y'all. I can show y'all how real and serious I am about fighting Canelo Alvarez.
Right.
But it's still smoke and mirrors. This fight don't make sense. I'm going to go on record for saying exactly what I said about Tyson, and we pretty much
here we
didn't
go.
get that fight. We got it. We got it, but we didn't get it.
Okay.
There's no point. The fight with Tyson didn't make sense. I love Mike Tyson. Every time I see that man, he showed love to me.
Yeah.
The very first time I met him, I'm on stage and he's heckling me on stage. The first time I ever get a chance to meet Mike Tyson, I'm going on stage to present an award at the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, and I got my suit on, ready to do my thing. And y'all entrusted me with the mic. Let's go. And then I hear, "You look pretty up there, Shawn. You look real good up there, Shawn. You look nice and pretty, Shawn." And I'm like, my mic is right there, and I caught eyes with him, and now I'm just shook. I'm good, and before when I go up, now I'm shook and I don't know what to say. Lost my words and everything, and I pretty much was like, "Hey, come get your award." And I gave an award to somebody. I don't even remember who I gave the award to. And I knocked all the cool out my walk. I went and sat down in my seat, and I just sat there like this because it was like I was embarrassed, but it was Mike Tyson, and he took all of the cool out of me, and I didn't know what to say, and I just was nervous. So I get a chance to confront him after.
Oh my God!
I had to, because I was like, I had this energy. I had to laugh. I said, "Mike, why you do that to me?" You know, and he said, he just gave me a hug. He's like, "I was just messing with you," and it was like everything he made me feel being on stage in front of everybody and all that, it all went away because he showed me love and respect. So I can never do nothing but show him love and respect in return. But the fight just did not make sense. Yeah. And for all y'all that was excited about that fight and Mike is going to snap and all this other stuff, Mike ain't that guy no more. And upon being that guy no more, not being that guy anymore, you're also not the fighter that you used to be.
Yeah, number one.
You're now a historic car that should just be rolled out of the garage and sat there for people to come by and look and say, "Yo, that's nice. I love you for what you did." And that's all he should be doing at this point. So the same thing goes for this fight. Y'all tell me outside of the business where it makes sense. And guess what? It don't make enough sense for this thing to happen. So we get smoke and mirrors right here of Jake Paul trying to convince y'all that, "Yo, this was really going to happen. This was really going to happen." And then we got His Excellency basically just doing what he do, probably over there crip walking like, "Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know." And then all of a sudden we get a 4-fight deal with Riyadh season and Canelo Alvarez.
The only way I think it could make sense where it could help the sport of boxing is you making fights like Abdullah Mason versus, I don't know, somebody over at PBC. You get some crossover fights and you build up a star.
Yeah.
Let the stars be seen.
Yeah.
Besides that, I don't see it making future helping the sport of boxing. The event would have been major. We'd have loved it.
It would have been major.
Would have been crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how I would feel about it if the fight gets made. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it if the fight gets made. It ended up happening with Mike, and I really don't know all of the ins and outs with that. Outside of, a lot of people say, "Well, Mike got paid." I'm happy that he got paid, but it just didn't make sense. And neither does this. This is like a high school, one of your top. That's Bishop Gorman getting in the ring with the Raiders.
Yeah,
it just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Giving him Bishop Gorman is too much.
You are.
I'm sorry. And I'm gonna go back to my little box where I stay because I don't like ruffling feathers and all that kind of stuff. I'm not ready to get in the ring with nobody. I'm not trying to call nobody out. I don't want nobody calling me out. I just want to make sure that y'all understand this. What y'all seeing on social media all the time ain't what it is. Okay? And there's the evidence right there. If it's a confidentiality contract, if it's an actual contract, guess what? If it's confidentiality, why are you exposing it like it's the thing? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So let's just kill it. I don't want Canelo and Alvarez and Canelo in the ring with Jake Paul. A lot of it don't make sense. Don't come to me wanting me to talk anything about these fights until this is what I tell people. A fight ain't real until you see the press conference.
Yeah, you just said it.
And even then,
after you see the press conference, that fight ain't real until after weigh-in night.
Right. After weigh-in night.
Okay? Because pretty much nothing can happen after the weigh-in. But stop, y'all. Stop reading into everything and thinking that this is what it's going to be. And as we saw, Prince Turki Al Sheikh said, "Yeah, this is what it is."
Shawn Zartel, take it away.
Well, Thoughts? I'll start. Well, first I'll acknowledge that business-wise, which you basically acknowledge, it is the biggest money-making fight in terms of what it actually draws, pay-per-view wise, or what if Netflix had it, ticket sales. That fight, unfortunately, because of the tastes of the masses sometimes, would make more revenue than Benavidez or Crawford fighting Jake Paul. And the one way it could have,
that entirely.
the one way it could have been positive, which, by the way, backs up my point about kind of an indictment of our culture, like when I went back to Tyson and Paul. Again, that says something that the public would rather eat up Jake Paul as an opponent for Canelo than Terrence Crawford or David Benavidez. I rest my case. But when Jake says what he says about Canelo, basically I agree with just about all of it, and it's true. That being said, I'm still always going to respect Canelo Alvarez more than Jake Paul, because Canelo is a great fighter and has given a lot to boxing by being a great fighter. And Jake Paul, he tells the truth when he's got a good mouthpiece on him. So when he does decide to tell the truth and let it rip, he's very good at doing it. But he'll only do it when it serves his interests. He's fought. He's criticizing Canelo for taking money in Saudi. He fought in Saudi, and his only loss to Tommy Fury. His brother, the Paul brothers, they benefit off a relationship with the Saudis. His brothers wrestled in Saudi. In those crown jewel events that the WWE has. His brother sells Prime. South Park did an episode about this, an awful energy drink, nutrition-wise, to kids. So when it doesn't benefit him, Jake Paul plays the game, and he plays along, and he plays the people. But when it doesn't benefit him like this, that's when he uses that good mouthpiece he's got to speak some truth. So even though I agree with basically everything Jake said about Canelo here, still respect Canelo Alvarez more than Jake Paul. That being said, to touch on what he's right about, when you're taking Turkey's money because you don't want to eat what you kill in the United States or wherever, fighting wherever you are. And of course, what I mean by eat what you kill, whatever your ticket sales, whatever your pay-per-view revenue, whatever your fair, reasonable cut that you negotiated of that, you're eating what you kill. Turkey, for example, Canelo sold 650,000 pay-per-views reportedly against Berlanga, right? At these $25 price points that Turkey's doing, if he sold the same amount of pay-per-views fighting William Skull, his event would make the same money that David Benavidez would make here selling 150,000. So you're getting paid an exorbitant amount of money that you're probably never actually going to earn through the event itself. So that money comes with strings attached. Now you have to call another. I know you just did it a moment ago, and I love you, and no slight to you, but now you got to call another grown man His Excellency, which for some people, myself included, it's like, I was raised in America. I don't really go for that kind of thing. We live in a country where you could say, fuck Donald Trump, fuck Joe Biden, fuck the police. And then if the FBI comes after you like they did NWA in the late 80s, you have the Constitution to protect you, and they can't really do nothing about it. It don't work like that over there. And people say, well, you're making it political, Riyadh season is as political as it gets. It's not some privately ran company like a Top Rank or an NFL or a PBC. It's literally an extension of the arm of the Saudi government. And its stated goals are to further the Saudi economy, the Saudi standing on the geopolitical stage. You can't get through any of their shows without praising Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince. So they make it even more political than I'm making it right now. So
I think, how I look at it, and we'll move on, but the way I look at it is it's their way over there. I've been over there. I'm actually going back over there
America's got
next
skeletons,
week.
Lord knows.
And so when I'm over there, I move accordingly. The respect that I was taught as a kid, if that respect follows me wherever I go, I address my kids as sir.
Right.
You know,
and
like
it's just, your dad calls everyone Mr. Zattel.
That's just how I am. You know what I mean? So for me, it's His Excellency, especially when I'm in his country and or in their kingdom. For the sake of words, but for me, I just leave it at that. I act accordingly and I do what I'm supposed to do, especially with the big job I got coming up next week. I'm looking forward to getting over there for that. Hey, pull up. So
just one more thing about Canelo.
No. So the other side, because we're gonna get back to it.
Okay.
The other side of everything, though, is everybody's talking about Canelo and Crawford getting in the ring, and this talk has been going on probably since last summer, right?
Yeah. Since
Maybe since last summer,
sure.
late summer, definitely fall, and everybody looks and everybody says the same thing. Crawford's too small for Canelo. You're so used to seeing Canelo at 168 now for probably about about 4 years now. You've seen him at 68, right?
For
the biggest
Canelo?
fight?
6, almost 7, going on to the 7th year.
7 years.
He moved up for Felding.
He knocked out dude out at the T-Mobile. What's the name of the fight? Light heavyweight or something? Cruiserweight?
When he, you talking about Canelo?
Yeah.
When he,
At 175, you talking about?
Oh, you knocked out Kovalev.
Yeah, so he's been up there.
Yeah.
That's been a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I understand what Crawford trying to do, and I don't think it's still going to be completely done, but I'm going to do it myself as well. We see right there that he's weighing 186 pounds. Mm-hmm. So basically what he's saying, stop saying I'm too little for this man.
Oh, I think skills pay the bills. I tell people all the time, because people tell me, but how is he going to protect himself? He's coming up from light. He's 135, fighting at 168. I'm like, Crawford walk around. I told somebody between 170 to 185, but I don't know what. Yeah, my man been over at his mama house eating. So he's letting you know this. Basically, I'm coming in the ring as I'm walk around weight.
Yeah.
Like this won't be a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. Is that Shawn Porter?
Yeah.
The punches hurt worse at 168 than 147.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think he's had his eye on Canelo Alvarez for about 3 years.
This is the.
You think so?
It makes. I think you might be right.
This is the fight that changes everything. The Spence fight is. It was a big moment. This is the moment.
Yeah.
This change.
But the reason why
we would have to wrestle him for the rest of his life, he wins the fight.
The reason why I said I think he's had his eyes. You're right, Joe. The reason why I think he's had his eyes on Canelo for about 3 years now, I think he's been getting ready to be able to fight at 160, and now obviously he's got to have that fight at 168 now. But I tell people all the time, it's not about how you gain and lose weight. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a matter of gaining and losing weight. It's how you gain the weight and it's how you lose the weight. Us seeing him at 186 pounds right here you're right. He's probably is eating. The dude never stops training. So he's training on everything that he's eating. My man will kick it from time to time and do pizza. He'll kick it from time to time and do chicken wings and things of that nature. When it's time for him to buckle down, he buckles down and does what he has to do. But he's also hitting weights. And when you're talking about somebody that you think is small coming up to a bigger weight class, he's saying, I'm not too little. I'm 186 pounds right now. But on top of that, if my man been hitting weights for 3 years getting ready for a Canelo Alvarez kind of fight, that means he's going to be more than strong and sturdy and ready for. Now, it ain't about, for this fight, for Crawford, it ain't about the output. It's about the input. It's about the stuff that's coming back on him that he has to be able to withstand. And I got a feeling he's going to be able to do that.
Does his last 3 opponents prep him from that? Porter, Spence,
Madrimov.
all physical guys.
I think at this point every fight does. I think at this fight every fight's supposed to prep you. I wasn't as physical with them as I should have been, but definitely a fight with Spence in terms of the level. And the fight that he had with Madrimov, the fact that Madrimov was able to keep him thinking and guessing and off rhythm. Those are the kind of things I talk about, fighters being uncomfortable all the time. We didn't see Crawford uncomfortable, but Crawford told me he never gave me what I wanted. The thing about Crawford is he never broke away from what he was doing. There were moments where he got hit with some clean right hands because of falling asleep on, I got to get this off, I got to do this. And he got caught with some clean right hands. But that's an experience that gets him ready for the Canelo fight.
Madrimov is not going to be active as Canelo in the fight. opinion. right?
Offensively, yeah.
Canelo's just not active.
Yeah.
He have moments.
Yeah.
And if it gets too crazy, I can see Crawford outboxing him. I'm just worried that Canelo gets on the ropes, kind of tell him, come here. I can't catch you. What you doing? What you running for? And Crawford just like, I'm winning the fight. Skills paying the bills.
Yeah,
If Crawford's getting hit, they can slow him down.
a lot of that fight comes down to Canelo bringing that vintage head movement that lacked a little bit against Berlanga, John Ryder. But if he's switched on,
You always say fighters have one more.
great fight in him. Yeah, I think Canelo's certainly at the point where he may have one or two, a couple in him, Terrence too, but they're both getting closer to that stage, man. They're not young anymore. You know, they're well into their 30s, both of them. But I do want to touch back on.
I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time that this fight is on time for both guys. Should I trust them?
Let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go. Let him work.
Go ahead,
Let him
go.
cook.
Well,
I believe in it.
because earlier I'm talking about in taking that money that you're not really going to generate.
Why would I think he would forget?
No, you good. Let him get stuff off.
Go ahead, got you.
So some of the, because I can talk about it all day and drive Shawn crazy, and I don't want to do that.
Please don't.
But I will touch, on a couple of quick things, like
Couple?
Canelo. These dates that
You get two.
that he's relinquishing, 2 main points, no problem.
Gotcha.
That he may relinquish because Turkey says he prefers to have the fight in America, the fight with Crawford and Canelo, but I suspect it may very well just happen in Saudi because again, that's the real point of Riyadh season.
Sure,
right?
very true.
But he says we'll see. But if let's say Canelo doesn't, he's already fighting there in May. Let's say he doesn't fight there in September. That's one of the consequences I'm talking about of taking that money is those dates weren't handed to Canelo. They were given to him through bloody hands of Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya, these guys that made those, Floyd Mayweather too, the guys that made that date, really 2 of the last strongly relevant dates in American boxing. 2 of the dates you're still going to get a fight that actually moves the needle in America. And by saying, you know what, 40 to 70 million, that's good, but I need this 100 plus over here. You already made it harder for the next great Mexican fighter in denying Benavidez a chance on one of those dates. Now for the next kid coming up, Marco Verde, whoever the next great Mexican fighter is, the longer you stay out of the States, the harder you're making it to pass that torch to the next great, not just Mexican fighter, North American fighter.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for Crawford, you guys made your fame and made your name in the United States, including by the eyes of Turkey.
Yeah.
And instead of feeding that ecosystem that built you, that allowed North American boxing to thrive, by taking more money and being kind of greedy, you may not be leaving the ecosystem that you inherited, for better or worse. You might not be leaving it better off in the long run.
I can see that. I can see that. I understand that perspective as well. I think that you and I, we've had some offline conversations, and I do believe that and I'll speak specifically to Riyadh, to the kingdom and everything. You've already said that, and it's a fact. They're trying to bring more attraction to their kingdom, but you can never ignore what Las Vegas is to boxing. And with that being said, no matter what you have the power to do, the ability to do, even their love is for what's been here in America,
right.
Specifically even here in Vegas. What I would be willing to bet, we saw Canelo go down to the AT&T stadium. We saw Errol Spence in his fight with Mikey Garcia at AT&T Stadium. We saw quite a few fights down there. Of course, we've seen fights Madison Square Garden just coming this weekend. Keyshawn's at Madison Square
at the theater.
In the theater. Barclays. I'm willing to believe that it will become more of a sole presence here for Vegas for what Riyadh decides to do when, not if, but when they come back to the States, because you cannot take the history away from, as you just said, and you were right. You said the blood. I was like, what blood? You know, but you're right. You know, there's an inheritance here in Las Vegas, and I don't think that inheritance will ever dissipate entirely.
It's nothing like watching a big heavyweight fight or a big time fight, and you're seeing a Super Bowl champion there, the MVP, just the stars of the stars, and I don't think it's like that when you go to. I don't know all those guys. I don't know all those people.
They bring a lot of the tippy tops. They bring the tippy tops, but you're right.
And those tippy tops still come to American fights too.
Right, but you know, like when I went to Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, you know, to have Dame Lillard right here next to me, and then Stephen A. a little bit ahead of me over here, and then, you know, a couple of other, like, you know, guys that I look at and revere. You know, you won't get that time and time again in Riyadh, but you will definitely get it at the biggest fight. Was anybody at the Benavidez and Morrell fight that you?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that. It was more of the hardcore showed up and showed out and actually put their money behind the fight and made it a good event. You know, but I don't think it crossed over. Benavidez is in the process of crossing over. He was on Club Shay Shay with Shannon. Stephen A. said that's his favorite fighter. Morrell just wasn't that B-side to bring them all to the dance too. But Benavidez is in the process of being one of those guys that they show up for.
And real quick, remember I told y'all I was gonna watch that fight back and tell y'all what I actually thought about the fight. The last time I watched it was
you were on FaceTime.
Was watching.
Right.
Man, listen, I stopped scoring after 9 rounds.
What was the score?
I had 5-4 for Benavidez.
Even when you watched it?
Yes, I had 5-4 for Benavidez after 9 rounds. And this is what I want to say about my judging, because shout out to Carson.
Tim Cheatham, or whatever his name is.
Tim Cheatham. Shout out to Carson. Carson said that my judging has consistently been bad forever. Yeah. I don't agree with that. But this is what I will say. For anybody that's watching me score a fight on Twitter, I grew up watching this. I grew up doing this. I grew up understanding how to judge a fight. All respect to y'all, and y'all know I love y'all. Respect to you, I love you. Respect to you, and I love you. I love y'all. But y'all was taught how to judge by somebody sitting next to y'all telling y'all how to judge. Y'all wasn't judged based. Y'all didn't learn how to judge based off of seeing different body movements and stuff like that. That was something that I saw in the fight. Benavidez rolled so much more of the stuff that I saw the first time I watched it. I'm like, oh wow. He did not get hit as much as I thought he got hit. I stopped scoring after 9 because I'm like,
I need the final after 12.
I can't tell who's winning a lot of these rounds. It could after 9.
After 12, it was a draw.
I stopped scoring it because it could have been 6-3 for Benavidez after 9. It could have been 6-3. I had it 5-4. But it could have been 6-3 for Benavidez after 9. Okay. But the rounds were so close. But to my defense,
that's a good fight.
I grew up doing this. So
you sound like that old ass man. Come on, no, you can't. We all wrong, you right.
Yeah, hell yeah, y'all wrong. Nah, cause your uncle who told you how to judge a fight? Your dad, or your uncle? You. I ain't never teach you.
You did.
So we sit there. So I say, you see that punch right there? That's how you. That's a score right there. Nah. But I did watch the fight back. It was an amazing fight.
Yeah, it's a good ass fight.
It was worth it, man. And I wish it had the appeal, like you said, that appeal that would make people revere both fighters. You know, obviously Benavidez showed himself to be the guy that he is. Yeah. And he definitely closed out. You know, so what would have been maybe
7-5. It looks like where your card was headed. 7-5 or 8-4. Sounds like
maybe 8-4.
Yeah.
Is it disrespectful to put Benavidez as a co-main on a tank card? Just kind of get that rub. WWE stuff. I don't know.
I mean,
I like it. That's why he did it before.
Did they did it one time?
Yeah, okay. They did it. You know,
I
the
thought
last
it
time
got
he
canceled,
fought.
But I remember.
No, the last time he fought. Yeah.
Okay.
Last time he fought. Yeah. Yep.
I think it's got to be a special kind of card for that to be appropriate for him, because I think he's grown into his own headliner. Okay. You know, he has a lot of buzz. He's in the process of crossing over. It's just starting. He's gonna have to keep winning and keep being exciting, but it's begun. And yeah,
the business wise, because you just don't know what Tank is doing. I think the more you put him up against him, get that rub off of him, once Tank gone, that's your next guy.
I think like Shawn said, getting them in the room with the right people. And having the right people such as a Stephen A, say his name. I think at this point, that's what he's going to have to rely on. Should he not get a fight with Beterbiev or Bivol, that's the biggest fight that could be made for him right now. But outside of that, there's really, he's kind of the kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny, as much as I love his spirit of I want to sell in America. I want to eat what I kill. I don't want to go over there and take the big money. But in this scenario, the Beterbiev and Bivol are the champion.
Yeah.
They're the champion. And if you want a shot at the title, you got to be on your Rocky IV. You're going to have to go behind enemy lines and take those straps back to the homeland because they're the champ.
Yeah.
So
we got 15 minutes. We got to get this kid home. What's next for? I think we got
Well, you got to get home.
You got to get home.
I'm good.
Don't front like you ain't got to get home. You got to get home. I'm there next week.
it's a great card.
Oh, you there?
Yeah, got the call this morning. I'm there next week.
That's what I got.
And you know what the crazy thing is? They told me they don't know how much I'm gonna get to work, but they still bringing me.
Okay. Because they know you sitting next to him.
Tell them you don't agree with anything I say.
No, we good. But I'm excited to get over there.
It is a great card.
Yeah,
No doubt about that.
Kind of take us through the car a little bit, Chantel.
Okay, so I broke. So remember we had Shakur on the show a couple weeks ago, and we said 80-20.
Yeah.
Wait, no, don't go there. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Let's
Big Bang Zang?
just real quick, a couple shout outs. Big Bang back on the car.
Callum Smith.
Ortiz and Madrimov.
I got Ortiz.
You got Ortiz.
I got Ortiz all day.
That's 55-45.
I know.
What you got?
I got Ortiz, man. And
Ortiz.
You got
Ortiz.
Hey, y'all, I know y'all hate hearing me say 50-50.
That's a good fight.
I'm going Madrimov.
Ooh, I'm not mad at you.
Madrimov has the style, the technique, the power, the speed, the everything. I think he gonna get Ortiz his first loss.
Dang.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm not saying it's okay to lose, but you're losing to a great. You know what I mean? He showed himself that. I saw a lot when he fought Crawford. I read in between the lines. I saw what he was trying to do. I saw what he was able to stop Crawford from doing, and that fight played itself out. And I'm like, this dude has two styles. He has a style that I didn't know about. He can counterpunch. I thought he was a front foot jabber to get to you, a lot like a Triple G kind of guy.
Yeah.
Not as big, you know what I mean? Just as sturdy. But he showed me that he can counterpunch. He showed me that he knows rhythm and technique. That's a nightmare for Ortiz. Ortiz punches with a lot of power.
And speed.
And speed. More speed than I knew. But if that thing don't land, he got something to look forward to on a return. That return gonna be deadly. I'm going on record. I got Madrimov.
All right.
Well, Madrimov is craftier, is savvy, and his right hand is beautiful. That's why he was able to land it on Crawford all those times. And he's got.
I just thought about it. We could review this for the next week.
Next one, yeah, right. Yeah. But I got Virgil though. I think.
What about Keyshawn Davis?
Yeah, and Berinchyk.
Hold on, we just started it.
Oh, okay. What about? So what is this? What is Shakur's? The co-main event?
No, he's
shit.
I think he might be the third or fourth fight
That's
out.
That's the Coco man.
Yeah.
Look at all them fights.
Okay, so he's third.
Yeah, he's third.
Yeah, he's third. He's before Dubois and Parker.
Possibly fight tonight.
You know what? I
that
think
young kid gonna be tough.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to break him.
Yeah.
I give Kid Austin a better chance than I initially gave him.
Yeah. Let's go soft. Let's just do that. Let's go soft. Let's go soft today on this.
Yeah, but I'll just say that.
Don't pause me.
Look, Shakur.
We're grown.
You still have to favor Shakur because he's Shakur Stevenson. Like, he's the 3-division champion. He medaled, and he has one of the best defenses in the game and all that. But if he's had 3 fights, Nakatia, De Los Santos, and to a lesser extent, Artur, not as much as those other 2, but still in spots against Artur, he's given his shoulder roll, holding his ground, and letting Artur get 4 or 5 punch combinations and not punching in between the shots. If Shakur has some of that going on against Kid Austin, he gives Kid Austin a chance to have an exciting upset.
He cannot have that kind of time against Schofield.
Yeah, he's got to let his hands go and execute. Execute what he's capable of. Because if for whatever reason he has some of that Nakatia, De Los Santos timidness, then Kid Austin, one thing he is explosive, athletic, and hungry.
Yeah.
And
that's a dangerous combination.
if he doesn't mind missing 90% of his punches, he could out hustle Shakur. If Shakur's not countering early,
You have to be Porter. You have to be Porter all night.
I'm still picking Shakur, but I give Austin a better chance than I originally thought.
Yeah, that's a nice
When
little.
I seen them spar, they had a moment when Shawn was in the corner, spent out, and for a minute he wasn't paying attention. Shawn was right back on it. I'm like, bro, it's all night, bro.
Yeah.
That's gonna be all night with that young lion because he just hungry. He don't know what else to do.
Right.
I just got to be on you. I got to get you.
Almost, right.
I got to get you. So yeah, he has to use his experience. He's gonna have to be the older veteran. That night.
Yep.
And then have to school this kid, but this kid, you have to break him.
Well, Emmanuel Stewart, what he used to say was sometimes young fighters could give you issues just with their enthusiasm, just with that extra bounce in their step, and that, and again, if Stevenson isn't letting his counter punches go, he's not using that accuracy on his because he's throwing a lot of 1 or 2 at a time. Lately he hasn't used that dominant jab he has and that step back game and walking you into counters. He's either been using a little bit too much movement at 35 or not using his movement at all and standing in the pocket with the shoulder roll and not always countering off that shoulder roll, making you miss, but not making you pay. So I'm really intrigued by that fight now.
If he fights like he's been fighting, you got to fight. You got to be active.
He gonna
You have to be active.
You don't got to meet him punch for punch, but you got to.
Yeah.
That was one thing I've always felt about Floyd, and I know there's a lot of comparisons to the two of them. Floyd Mayweather. Well, no, we got Schofield right there.
Right.
Floyd Mayweather and Shakur Stevenson. Floyd always amped up and did what he had to do with whoever it was he was in the ring with. He still held on to his defensive style, but he amped it up, did whatever he needed to do, knowing what was across from him. And Shakur cannot afford to be I hate to use the word conceited, but I can't think of another word, but prideful, conceited enough to think that this kid ain't got nothing for me. Still do your homework and still get ready for everything that this kid gonna bring, because it's gonna be times 100 because of the moment, because of the night, the kingdom, the list goes on. So I made a connection with Daniel Dubois' coach, and he said, "Man, we want to come on your podcast. You're the only one that ever gives Daniel a chance." He said, "You're the only one giving Dubois a chance." I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "I believe in the kid." So I do think he's gonna get past Joseph Parker in this one, and then we got Beterbiev and Bivol. We'll preview all that next week. But real quick, let's get to Keyshawn
and Berinchyk
in New York this weekend, and then we'll get out of here. Motivational message. Make sure y'all sit there for that. But I think we got a good one coming to us.
Yeah.
I think they matched him up correctly.
Yeah.
They matched him up with someone who's at the level that he should be fighting at
in his first title fight.
In his first title fight. But something I always say is promoters are always looking for what style is going to make my A side. What style is going to make the A side look great on fight night? And I think they found it with Berinchyk.
Why is that? What do you think it is about Berinchyk that'll let Keyshawn not just win?
Flat-footed, aggressive.
Super awkward, and he plays, and that's all. I hate to say it, but that's like when I'm starving to fight somebody that's going to be aggressive and come get everything that I got. You know what I mean? So that's what I like. Sound like you talking up a stoppage.
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right.
I have no doubt Keyshawn's going to win. It's just how does Berinchyk, because Berinchyk, he makes his money, at least he did when he won the belt against Navarrete in the transitions.
Ugly fight.
Yes, he has a very awkward rhythm and timing, and he's good in the transitions. When he's waiting for you to get off balance and take advantage of that. It's not clean, beautiful work. He's not like this guy who's so great at getting off first and taking the lead, and he's not great at being a traditional counterpuncher. He really takes advantage, maybe you can explain it to the fans better, Shawn, but Tim Bradley calls it in the transitions. After you punch and you're a little off balance, when you're trying to go straight back out, and he'll follow you out, or you're getting a little over aggressive and he'll take the step back, right? So he's crafty, he's savvy.
It was told to us.
And he switches.
And I saw it as a professional professional, but it was told to us in the Olympic program that the European fighters and the fighters in the other countries, they have studied us and figured out what we do wrong. And basically what we do wrong is after we punch, that's when we make our mistake.
Right.
After we punch, most of us are pulling straight back. And it's like I always say, that's human nature. Human nature is if somebody's attacking me, I go backwards. I go away from whatever's trying to get me. And so, you know, most of us, we react on nature. My dad was drilling other movements into me so that I wouldn't revert back to nature of pulling back, which is why you saw me doing a lot more pivoting, stepping around, and things of that nature. So to that point, when Tim talks about the transitions, bing, bing, bing is usually there's not a 4 or a 5 punch combination thrown. Usually you get the 1. There's usually not a transition off of a 1. You can get a 2. There's a transition off of the 2. You got the 1-2. You got the reset. Right? The jab, that's an automatic reset.
Yeah.
The 1-2 is a true reset. The 1-2-3, there's a reset. So that transition is that reset, and in that reset, boom, boom, hook. A lot of us are pulling straight back. A lot of us are staying there. That's the thing I hate the most is the fighters that don't use defense and they just punch and they stay there. And that transition, those European fighters have picked up on that at such a young age in terms of studying us and things like that. Not even studying us, but the coaches studied us and gave it to the fighters. And so that's something he's brought over here, Berinchyk that is knowing that timing of the 1-2-3, now I go.
He killed Navarrete with that.
The 1-2, now I go.
Yeah.
And you're right, could be a problem, but I don't think it's going to be a problem with Keyshawn. I could be wrong, but
the star keeps growing, or do we have a boring night of box?
No.
The star keeps going?
Star keeps growing.
The bar, I think, that he'd want to reach, and anybody behind Keyshawn wants to reach is Floyd Mayweather in his first title fight against Gennaro Hernandez, or Tank Davis in his first fight against Jose Pedraza. I think what they want is, I have no doubt he's going to win. It's just a question of, can he deliver that? Can he deliver that in his first title fight? Yeah. And I think he can. Yeah. I think he can, but we'll see. Yeah. I have no doubt he'll win. It's just, can he deliver that in his first title fight?
Title, unification, end of the year?
I think it's more possible. It is possible because Top Rank has Lomachenko, and some people would call Lomachenko out for walking away from the Gervonta fight and then fighting Keyshawn, but whatever.
You thinking
in the year? That's what I said.
You thinking Keyshawn and Loma?
Or if Loma retires, Murataya could get his hands on the IBF, and him and Murataya can fight for that.
I think Loma's done.
You think so?
You know, yeah. Remember I told you that I had done. Thank you. Remember I told you I had done. Wrote down after his fight when I was over there in Australia. Wrote down, and I put the date on it. I lost the notebook, or it's at home or whatever. But I just felt like what he had said at the end of the fight. He dedicated the fight to his dad and all that kind of stuff. And what Ant said earlier, something that you say, is that all fighters have they last that one more great fight. I felt like I was seeing it that night. And I feel like when you're older. And you, I always say, the further you get away from a fight, the ring, boxing, the further you are away from coming back to it. When you're young, you could take a 2-3 week vacation. You could eat it up and have a belly all the way out there, but you're getting back to it. And so you're like, I'm good, and you get right back to it. But the older you get, the further you start to take away from the ring to spend time with family, to, things of that nature. And obviously we know everything that's been going on and is still going on in the Ukraine. I think that, I really do. I think that he's done. I don't see him getting in the ring again. He's too smart to get in the ring with what you just said. Stuart Emmanuel says about the young fighters having the enthusiasm. It ain't a bad thing to not want that kind of night.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's why I retired. I don't want them kind of nights no more.
And you held basically with Tio and Haney. Keyshawn might be the one to get you.
Exactly.
That might be the one too much. And
that's what Top Rank needs.
Yeah.
If they're trying to make
Keyshawn the guy, which I think they are.
But not if. They're trying. That's what they need. But I don't think they'll get that. And so what? Damn it.
They might make Keyshawn and Murataya if Murataya could get his hands on the vacant IBF belt if Loma does retire.
Yeah, and
so
I like
that's
Murataya.
possible.
So yeah, that's a really good fight.
So, but Keyshawn, he's got all the tools, man. Length, great jab, combinations. The body will be important for him in this fight if he wants to have the performance I think he wants. Because Berinchyk, kind of like Lomachenko, is good with the high guard, and so. Touch that up and pick them apart, run them into some shots.
Here's what I think is the difference between Keyshawn Davis and Terrence. Now, I can't think far back when Terrence first got going, but I got a feeling when he first got going, there was no starting slow. It was, I'm right to it, I'm getting the job done, we in, we out. I think he kind of like transitioned into this, this methodical, let me just see what you got kind of guy. You know what I mean? And that's just who he is now. He let me see what you got. That's where Keyshawn is now at this point in his career. He just get into it. I don't care how long it takes. It could be quick. It could be. It's gonna take how long it's gonna take. But you're gonna take all of what I got. I don't see him coming out being hesitant. And I think that's the thing with Berinchyk. If he gives hesitancy, then he'll give those openings that Berinchyk needs. But I think that's Keyshawn Davis's fight to lose.
Everything you take to be a star, pound for pound.
For sure.
Yeah.
Pound for pound.
We good, right? We ain't got nothing else, do we?
No, we ain't got nothing else. Edgar Berlanga fighting March 15th.
Who he fighting?
Jonathan Gonzalez-Ortiz? Is it Gonzalez-Ortiz?
Took a year.
He was on HBO back in the day.
10-year layoff.
10 months?
10 year.
How long has it been?
He fought on HBO in 2012.
No, we're talking about the dude, his opponent.
Oh, his opponent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he fought one. Okay.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, he been on. He didn't fight a lot. So.
And he's on the under. You know what this tells me? That he's not going back to Matchroom.
This is it.
Because this is Eddie. This is me, Matchroom being like, oh, so you're probably not going to re-sign with us. Put him on Ammo Williams undercard.
Dang.
Oh yeah, he the undercard. Yeah.
They undercarded him on Ammo Williams card.
Where does he go from here?
That's crazy.
PBC? He already been
He's
in
got
top
some
league.
options. Yeah, because this Canelo fight. I mean, he could do PBC with Plant. He could go to Riyadh and make
They don't want
money
that
there.
Plant smoke.
Yeah, we want to see
They don't
that
want that
fight,
Plant
though.
smoke.
We want to see that.
I want to see Caleb Plant versus Berlanga.
We want to see that.
I want to see that.
Come on, hey, sign a one-fight deal.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
That's the build up everything.
Listen, and PBC sign it because y'all gonna get that money back. That one gonna sell.
You guarantee?
Absolutely. That thing sells. Top to bottom.
In New York? Do you put it there?
I put it in Vegas.
Or you put it in Vegas?
Well, yeah. Put that in Vegas.
Okay.
I'm with that.
I got Plant.
I got Plant too, but
I
it's
ain't
a
mad
fight.
at it.
Yeah, it's a fight.
It's a fight.
Yeah.
I think the funny thing is, obviously we get the chance to see it soon, but I think Berlanga is a different kind of guy now.
We'll see.
In the ring.
Did you see his new defensive mechanics?
No.
When he was moving his head on the ropes on Pro Box's ring? If only we had that clip. It's okay.
Oh, shoot. I'll
Check
watch
it out
that
after the
offline.
show.
Hopefully I'm not wrong. Listen, motivational message, we good?
Yeah, we
You
good.
got- I'm not asking you got anything. You got
No, I ain't. No.
Hey, I got the light.
which one? This one right here. Motivational message for y'all. I was talking to somebody earlier. Here we go. The difference between hope and faith. Hope is connected to negativity because hope is connected to doubt. Okay, when you hope for something, there's always a chance that you're thinking, "Oh, this might not go the way I want it to go." There's the chance that, this I might not get what I need to get. Okay, rely on faith. Faith is, I know it's going to happen. Faith is, I'm going to make it happen. Okay, and like I like to say, if you want to do it like me, get up in that BIBLE. This is the PorterWay.
Stay blessed.